Good morning. Happy Wellness Wednesday. Not to contradict with National Eat What You Want Day,
right,
which is my kind of day. Except it's also, if you're more of this type of person, National Twilight Zone Day. So I don't know. You can think about that and decide what that means to you. Maybe you're a Twilight Zone fan and you just start hearing music play in the background. I don't know. I had to Google that to even know what you were supposed to do with National Twilight Zone Day. But maybe it just made sense to you. So before we get started with our guests, we'll mention our sponsors and give them a thank you for making this show possible each and every morning. So Hy-Vee, of course, Unity Point Health, Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rivo Plumbing and Heating, Suntan City, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, Harper Cycling and Fitness, and then I skipped Impact Fitness and Nutrition because they are our guests today. So Scott joins us. Hi.
Hi. You know, and I at first I thought you said it was like National Twilight Day. And
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone Day, I can get on board with. Twilight, yeah, not so much.
Oh, like Twilight the movie.
That
okay.
Twilight the movie thing, yeah, no.
I could get on board with that maybe. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I get it confused with all of the other weird vampire shows and movies.
Cure for Insomnia.
There you go.
I can't get through the opening credits.
Nice. Well, then there's a day that it's probably pretty good. You're like, let's just turn on Twilight. So
exactly.
I can go to sleep. There are lots of Twilight fans. There's nothing wrong with Twilight. So.
Right.
But, you know, Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. And I think we often feel like we're in the Twilight Zone. I think weather-wise, we're in the Twilight Zone right now. We go, we had spring on Saturday, Sunday, and all of a sudden, bam, June come at us.
I know, right in the beginning of May.
Yeah.
Here we are, we're now sweating, You know, Hy-Vee does the concession stands down at the ballpark, and Sunday morning they were serving hot chocolate, and I think it was like everyone was getting it. And then, but Saturday afternoon they ran out of ice cream. How do you even plan for something like that? I don't think
you can.
You can't. You just show up and do the best that you can.
But with the weather, you know, what's really, really important, and if you've seen any of our segments prior to, especially with autumn here, we talk about hydration, the amount of water. It's absolutely critical, even more so right now, 60 to 80 ounces of water. The easy formula is that you can take your weight, divide it in half, and then instead of pounds, that's ounces. I'm 175 pounds, so what is that? I should have just said I was 180. That makes it easier. 90 ounces. That's 90 pounds, half that body weight in ounces. That's what I should be having on a daily basis. But even more so now, when you get outside, your strength is going to be zapped real quick, and once you get thirsty, it is hard.
Hop in the microphone.
That's okay. Once you
turn that down. Sorry, guys.
Mute her. Once you get thirsty, it is really, really hard to get back rehydrated. And so even if you know you're going to be outside tomorrow, if you're going to do a lot of physical activity outside, start prepping now.
Do it ahead of time. Yeah.
Get ahead of
that. It's like the day.
You know, case in point, yesterday I'm the girls' varsity golf coach here at Muscatine, and even at 4:30 yesterday evening, the girls were starting to really feel the effects of the heat. It's like, so how much water have you had? And you know, you just get the shy look away, not much. Yeah. Well, you see where you are now. And it's a learning lesson that we play tomorrow. It's like, okay, let's start building this up now. Yeah. And that's why it's always get that 60 to 80 ounces of water. You'll feel a heck of a lot better, especially during the
and I think we all
high
know
humidity
we don't
days.
do good enough with that.
We don't.
All know. So I don't know if you're prepared for this nutrition advice right now, but are there any kind of things that you should be putting in drinks? You know, like those Gatorade bottles are really popular. People are putting those pads in there. There's all of those like electrolyte packets, things like that.
The electrolyte boost is not a bad thing to have.
Okay.
Let's see, there for a while, I was really into the Noon tabs, and so you can drop those into bottled water. It's fizzy, it's got a great flavor. If you're bored with the way water tastes, yeah, there's nothing wrong with having some additives. Now, where water doesn't count is in coffee. Water doesn't count if you have a powdered energy drink. Water's water. Let's try to keep it that way. And so saying, oh yeah, I had 2 big things of coffee. Well, that's great. Might be 32 ounces of coffee, but it's not necessarily water.
It's not hydrating.
It's not hydrating because caffeine actually will dehydrate you.
I was going to ask if there was anything we put into our body that directly works against kind of what we're trying to do.
And that is caffeine. So watch those energy drinks. Watch the any type of powder products that has that little boost in caffeine. Yeah, it's good. Momentarily, I guess, right, within the first half hour, maybe hour, you're going to feel good, but after that, especially if you work outside, you try to steer away from that. Good old water is going to be the best for you. But I feel like I'm actually treading on Autumn's turf here. But we were talking about water and talking about the humidity.
Yes. And then it's National Eat Whatever You Want Day.
Yeah, how about that?
So I'm
National
standing behind the
Eat Whatever You Want Day. Food is food.
Food is food.
Food is food.
That sounds good. I feel like I could justify anything I want with that statement.
and so here's the thing. So the way we, and like I said, I'm treading all over what Autumn's doing, and we'll get to what I'm here for today very soon. But eat what you want day, but understand, and we were talking about added sugars just before we went on air, that there's a range for women, and it's 24 to 28. Yeah, 24 to 28. I'm getting the hand signals.
She's doing good back there.
Of added sugar. So, when we look at our coffees, all the added flavors that we put in there, that's just added sugar. And so just because we have National Eat What You Want Day, if you do this once, it's not going to hurt you. And I'm just going to say that straight out. Because when we talk about our nutrition program, we're not going to take anything out from your diet. But understand what added sugars do, what added alcohol does, and how you feel. Either you might feel really, really good for a small amount of time, but how do you feel the next day? And so go ahead and eat what you want, because we don't restrict things. We just let you know, hey,
you might feel this later.
Might want to rethink this. Maybe let's cut this in half.
Right.
And then maybe we cut it in half a little bit further, but we never want to say, okay, you're going to go on our nutrition program, all right, and this is out.
That's hard to maintain or sustain, when you're going, but
we have our comfort foods.
Yes.
And if you want some comfort food today, by all means have it. Now, if you have it tomorrow, weeks on end, then that's where some problems can come in.
They're treats, right? I can hear Kim Sligman saying, these are our sometimes foods, right?
Yeah,
that's how she talks to the third graders, right? So, this is our sometimes foods.
Yeah.
And we could talk nutrition all day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All day long. And even like what you do when you're at the grocery store, which I would love to come and do that with you guys one day, because I think that would be really, really cool and just probably blow my mind. So
we do offer that free grocery tour. So if you're if you're willing to set aside about an hour, we can go around and show you how to read labels too.
Yeah, perfect. And that's a service. Do you have to utilize other services that you provide, or could someone just look you up and say, hey, could you help me with this?
What is that?
Preferably, it is
part of our nutrition program, and I mean, we will do it. We just don't want to do it for we want to do it for everyone, but I mean, obviously our time is valuable and their time is valuable. But it is definitely part of our nutrition program to be able to do a grocery tour, because what's interesting is that there are a percentage of people out there that don't know how to read labels.
A high percentage, I would assume.
I may be shooting really low, because if you were to say how many people are considered overweight, then you'd might, I'd say maybe 40 or 50%, when in actuality it's probably more closer to 60 to 80%, and that
I think I usually hover on the line like by a pound or so. I mean, really, if you look at the charts, that's what they say about me. So, that percentage is probably pretty high. I don't know. But there's lots of things that we could do. Really just maybe even you go for your normal thing on the shelf, but grab the one next to it, because it could have a totally different nutrition label and something too. So that's something, we can talk about your thing too, but. $25 open to the public. All right.
Okay,
the genius behind the nutrition side of this.
Exactly.
Scott is too, but Autumn.
So Autumn, go ahead, yeah.
Oh,
I was going to say, Autumn was doing some sign language that you do not have to be part of our nutrition program. $25 is all we would charge to be able to say,
perfect.
Hey, set aside time for me and we'll come in and do all that for you. If you're part of our nutrition program, then it's built into that, into your the price per month.
Sure.
But yeah, we will do that.
We get one body, guys. It's worth it. It's worth
Absolutely.
it. All right.
Absolutely.
So tell me then, what are you actually here to talk about? I'll stop asking the questions.
We're going to talk about one of the screens that we do. You guys, the audience has always heard we talk quite frequently. If you have a body, you're an athlete, and so we want to treat our body as a temple. And what we do is that when you come in for the first time, we'll spend roughly 30 to 40 minutes doing screens. I want to know how you move in 3 different planes. So if you cut our body in half, any type of movement, walking, running, jogging, that is the sagittal plane. And if you cut our body this way, this is the frontal plane. So when we move side to side, me doing this really isn't frontal plane, but if I were to step, then that's a frontal plane movement. Then we have transverse or rotational plane. That's for me if I'm going to reach back to the screen or if I'm going to reach over here. We're rotating. So for me, what I want to know as you start your fitness journey with us, how do you move? And I want you to know the same thing, because when you know the limitations of things, then you become a little bit more educated. But when you join our fitness classes, I'm able to keep an eye on you, that if I know ahead of time that you have had an injury, that something is limiting you in a movement, we will modify that down to be able to create success for you. Then we'll graduate back up to where we need to be and hopefully advance after that. Does it happen overnight? No. And that's what we're going to talk about when we do the shoulder screen. We're going to make a connection between the opposite sides of your body. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more. We feel at Impact, knowledge is king. And so for us to know how you move and for you to know how you move, because you may have had a trauma in your body, maybe you fell on the ice this past winter, bruised your hip.
Sure.
Or maybe you've twisted an ankle. Well, our bodies are wonderful mechanisms to compensate. They basically go, the other side of your body goes, I got you, buddy. No problem. Well, what happens is that we start overusing one side of the body. Now that side hurts. It's like, why? I fell on my right side, but my left side hurts. Why is that? Well, you're using this one more. And so when we can get that other side woken up, it's never truly asleep.
I feel like there's probably light bulbs like, that makes sense right now.
Exactly.
Someone's experienced this probably, and it didn't make sense now.
And so here's the funny thing. So it's a little quick sidebar, because My first job out of college was designing caskets. I designed caskets, yes, for almost 4 years. Then I designed hospital beds, and then started designing for an appliance manufacturer, and then came here and did furniture. You get very observant in what you do. So if you were to roll 4 caskets here, I can tell you which one is, even 25 years ago.
Wow, yeah.
We get very, I'm always observing what's going on. So I'm gonna throw Autumn under the bus. See how her posture is, and see how she is leaning into. She's leaning into her left side.
Yes.
What that means is that left side is working harder because her right side is
taking a break.
Is maybe not as functional as she would like. So we all do this when we're standing. And you may catch me when we come back from the break, when we clear this area to do the screens, you may find me standing on my left side or right side, but it's what happens. And so, I told you the story about what I used to design, and now what I have been doing the past handful of years is that I'm very observant in regards to how people are walking, how they're standing.
No pressure walking in front of Scott.
No pressure, yeah. I'm not judging you, I'm just observing.
He's like, oh, I see what you're doing.
I'm not going to come up and tell you, oh, hey, you should do this and that. I would never do that.
Unless we ask.
Unless you ask, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I don't want to, I'm not a creeper in that, in that aspect. But when we come back from the break, what I want to talk about, our body has this crossover symmetry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the connection between your left lat and your right glute, and vice versa, your right lat and your left glute.
This is exciting.
When we look at that makeup, if anybody ever tells you that your core is just your abdominals, walk the other way. Because our core is just not here. It is from our basically hamstrings into the glute all the way to the lat. So there's 30, I want to say it's like 34, 35 pairs of muscles that make up your core. It's just not these. Everybody wants these anyway, this washboard. But you can be strong and still not see the ripples on your stomach. That is a glamour thing beyond, and that has a lot to do with our.
You can go get a spray tan, and they can take care of that for you.
I think
like a celebrity in the house.
There is a celebrity in the house. I don't know.
He's trying to be very incognito. Tony Tone is here.
I know. I'm awestruck. I'm almost fanboying right now.
I'm thinking we should go to a break and clear all this stuff out of here.
I think we should.
We can see if Tony's left is connected to his right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we'll go to break and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm TJ Deere, General Manager here at Toyota of Muscatine.
Hi, I'm Megan and I'm from Muscatine.
My name is Logan and I'm from Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we believe in investing in our community.
And that's why all our members are local to the Muscatine area.
It's why we give generously to charities based in our city.
Because we believe that giving back means paying it forward.
That's why an investment in us is an investment in our community.
We just don't work out in a single plane of motion.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we're here to serve.
When you buy a vehicle at a multi-brand dealership and it isn't locally owned, it can be difficult to get information that you need.
That's why all of our trained salespeople are focused on one thing, getting you the best deal possible on a new or used Toyota.
And when you pick your favorite, we will help you with financing and maintenance.
We love helping our neighbors.
Come to Toyota Muscatine today.
All right, we are back and we've moved our table. We have a mat here. I should have brought a wardrobe change. I also should have just been prepared that if I was talking to you guys, I should have known that I was maybe doing something. So Autumn has now joined us on this side of the camera. Thank you. She's gonna be the guinea pig, she called herself. So Scott's gonna walk us through the things that we mentioned before. What are we doing?
And so we do hip screens, we do squats, screens. Like I said, it's generally about 30 to 40 minutes worth of talking and seeing how we move. One of the screens that we can do, and 9 times out of 10 this works well, so they say in live TV never work with pets and children. We're going to do this screen
or Lindsey. Okay, we got this.
But we're gonna show what this connection is between. I'm gonna have you turn around. So lats right under here. So remember, we have this crossover symmetry. Our the system comes from here all the way here. So we're gonna connect this lat and this glute, and also we may look at the other side, but this lat and this glute as well. So I'm gonna have Autumn lay face down. So what I'm going to do is your hands are going to be right there, and what I want you to do, we'll go pointed toes. So what I want you to do is that you're going to elevate this leg, and so I want you to resist me pushing down on this leg. All right, ready? Here we go. All right, let's do it one more time. Let's do that one more time.
You're so strong, she says.
All right, here we go. Pretty good. She's tensing up. All right, so pretty good glute activation. So now what we want to make sure happens though is, all right, lay back down. So what I want you to do is we're going to, I want you to squeeze this hand and almost as if you're going to turn it in right there. We're going to get this left lat activated. You're going to elevate here. You're going to elevate here. And what I'm going to do, again, I want you to resist. 3, 2, and 1. So I'm putting in just as much pressure as I did the other time. This is the connection that we have. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do. So
she was stronger.
She was stronger because of this crossover connection, and that's what we look at when we are working out, mainly with sandbags, our DVRT Ultimate sandbags and our kettlebells. We're always thinking about that connection. Now, I'll have her hop up. So what we're going to do is, now, and for the lack of not having our actual measuring stick here, what we're going to do is you're going to extend your arms out. I want you to curl your thumb into your palm, fingers over, and from here, you're going to bring this hand above, to there, and you're going to bring this one here. So we have this gap. She doesn't necessarily have bad shoulder mobility, but Lindsey, we're going to come around here. We're just going to take a look at this. We're going to say roughly 12 inches or so.
Okay.
Let's do this on the other side.
It's a lot of thinking as you make that change.
Just a little bit better on this side. And so,
were you actively trying to get them as close as you could? Okay. Okay.
And so, where this leads us is, I'm going to have you back on the ground. We're gonna show how this connection, and you're going to be in dead bug, how this connection is going to help shoulder mobility. So what we're going to do is we're going to go opposite thigh.
Was not prepared.
And foot. There we go. All right, so what's happening is that, and don't have to do anything right here yet. The band is pulling us in. we're gonna actively try to pull the band apart, and from here, I want you to extend that leg. Now, as much as this extension is good, what we're actually really looking at is how is the stability in this right side.
Okay.
All right, so come up, let's do this one more time. She's doing a really good job in regards to keeping that right hip stable. Now, our ultimate sandbag, hands up. She's gonna grab the bag.
Impressive.
So what I want you to do is we're gonna be about right here. We're gonna create tension in this bag. We're gonna try to pull it apart. And when we do that, the lat's engaged. Okay. So now, we're gonna do 3 reps. We're gonna pull apart and extend out. Don't worry, you're next on this.
This looks terrifying.
No. So she's actively holding this out.
Okay.
She's pushing her hips down into the ground as she's extending out.
Yep.
Good. And so we went, and you can relax up here. And so what we don't want, we don't want her walking around in circles all day. So we're gonna do this other side. Same thing. We're gonna drive the hips into the ground.
Right. Everything you do on one side, you should do on the other.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And so it's the same thing. Remember when I was pointing out that she was standing, let's pull this bag apart.
Yes.
That she was into her left hip, which means the right was, the right was less active than the left. The left wanted to take a lot of the burden. She's actually, and that's good. So let's relax. And so we're gonna retest. So, if I remember correctly, when the right hand was over, she was at a 12. When she was this way, was 11. So she's gonna hop back up, and she's gonna extend her arms again. Curl your thumbs under, and you're going to, there we go. So now, same thing, you're gonna bring that right hand over and this left hand underneath. Now, visually, like I said, we normally would have a stick in house, and so.
Oh, noticeably different.
Correct. And let's go to the other side. And we're gonna have you do this. She's.
Okay.
About a 10.
Yeah.
So she was 12 and 11, now she's 10 and 10. So
Perfect.
These are the connections that we want to make. Now, obviously, this is going to be temporary, but as we start doing this over and over again, that shoulder mobility is going to get better. So now,
All right.
you're next. So,
Okay, should I take off my
take off the sandals. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get back on.
Can't even get my shoes off here.
I think we need a monitor right here. That way I can see that.
Okay.
I'm not so embarrassing. All right. So, yeah, so what we're gonna do is, go ahead and face me. You're gonna go hands out, and I'm gonna have Autumn do the measurement here.
Okay.
You're gonna go hands out, you're gonna curl the thumbs into the palm, boom.
Okay.
And so let's go right side. So you're gonna go just right here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk in front of the camera.
Oh, wow.
Pretty good mobility.
Am I going like as
roughly,
high as I
I'd say
can?
roughly at a 5. You were fine. Yep.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go the other side.
This way. This side's not as good. I
This side?
that.
About 7.
Probably. Yeah.
So 5 on one side, 7 on the other. So, all right.
Okay. This way.
Hop on the magic
let me
carpet.
Not break their microphones. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Chris will pay for it.
I think I get paid double for this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm already so weak. I'm already shaking because I'm like, I'm gonna do so bad. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So go ahead and elevate these 2 knees. What I'm going to do is you're going to go around. Whoops.
I don't know what that is.
There we go.
I even watched this. you
I know, right? And I even did it.
Okay.
So we're going to get right there.
I'm the weakest person. All right, here we go. So if I can do this, you guys, anybody can do it.
So 2 things. I want to do this really quick.
Okay.
I want to show you what Autumn felt. So you feel this pulling together,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
So we want to be able to open up there just to be able to create, to get past that tension.
Okay.
I want you to drive, and your toes are going to be pulled to your shins. There you go. I want you to drive this foot forward towards my hand. Woo! Yeah.
All the way?
Yep. And then come back. So that's the feeling I want to have you do.
That is what 0 core strength feels like.
So
All right,
now what we're going to do.
Mad at me.
So we're going to go right here.
Okay.
I want you to press. I want you to pull this bag apart.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to, there you go.
Apart.
Separate the knees. Drive forward with this one. Good. Let's do 3 of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Did I go too fast?
Let's go one more. Yeah, a little bit slower because I don't want the band to be able to control you.
Oh, I do.
You control. No, you control the band.
Okay.
And let's go one more. I don't know how to
This
count.
is like the kids, you know, you're trying, just one more bite, one more bite.
Exactly. All right. So we're going to take this off and we're going to go to the other side. So, yeah, we go. All right, same thing. So we're going to go right here. We're going to drive the hips down to the ground. We're going to drive the knees apart.
Okay.
Yep. Pull the knees to the shin. You get the bag again. Go overhead. There you go. Pull that bag apart. Good. And I want you to drive forward with this. Drive a little bit lower with that foot. There it is.
Okay.
Working hard, aren't you?
I'm not sweating yet.
Got 2 more.
That's probably because I'm doing it wrong.
Well, let's bring this one. Let's bring this knee back up. And go. Okay. So now, like I said, this is not meant to be a permanent fix. This is just to show you what that connection is all about. So, yeah, go ahead and grab that, and we're going to go back to, we're going to do the right hand over first.
Okay.
That was at 7.
5.
Oh.
First one was 5, second one was 7.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's why I have people smarter than me that surround me.
Okay, so like this?
Yep, yep. Even camera-wise, and keep it there, even camera-wise,
Try harder.
noticeably different. You're at 4, so you've already gained an inch worth of mobility doing that. Let's get the other side.
Right, this is the real test.
This is your self-confessed bad side.
It is. See, I want to like.
And about a 6, so you gained a little bit.
All right.
But see, that's what we're getting to. We want to be able to show when, and it's from a functional strength standpoint. And thankfully, the 9 out of 10 actually worked. Functional strength, whatever your definition of that, everybody has different terms, but being able to make that connection from the lat to the glute, part of your core, your ability now to be able to get better shoulder mobility. I don't want to say instantly, but instantly within a couple minutes. Now, what do we do to go beyond there?
Well, and noticeably that was different. Like everything felt different. So even when I was extending one leg versus the other leg, like it just felt different. So
our bodies are wonderfully asymmetric, and so because of that, in Autumn's past life as a beverage manager, and as far as some serving, left side. So her support was on this left side, and so she's here, which poses some problems in regards to her strength. So she can be incredibly strong here, but it also hurts more because it's being used more versus the right side. And so we fall into these traps. We're right-handed. You right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
You're right-handed, so there's a very much a dominant feeling of our right side. You'll probably think about, this can be as silly as, what foot do you put your sock on first? We get into these habits. It may be right side, but we get into these habits that we don't even know happen. But over time, we start compensating because they're compensating for our other side. My guess is that you may put the right sock on first or the right shoe. But those, like I said, all in all, these are some of the things that we look at in regards to your first time coming to Impact. And it just shows what we're able to do.
Yeah.
When, you know, we
So I'm 10 minutes into my appointment already.
10 minutes
right?
in.
Can just check that one off.
Absolutely. So we know how to improve shoulder mobility. We know
Yeah.
how to be able to connect our core, especially lat to glute, and what that means. From there, I think my train of thought just derailed if you heard that noise. But where we were going is that, remember, when you had extended your leg out, it was so very easy to let the band pull you back.
Yes.
And so when we're at Impact, we don't do any clanging and banging in regards to weights.
Sure.
Our sandbags, this was about a 10 to 12 pound core bag.
25. He meant that I held 25, right? I was way stronger than that. It was 10 pounds?
Yeah.
That was a 10-pound bag.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it was a 12 pound bag.
All right. That felt really heavy.
If you were to go 25 overhead, even in that, and trying to pull it apart,
Couldn't do it.
you
I would
know
not be able to
instantly
do that,
how difficult that
I
was.
thought that was pretty heavy. I was feeling pretty strong. But
Our biggest bag is 110 pounds.
wow, okay.
And so what it gets to is that we control the bags, we control the kettlebells that we use, and we control the bands that we use. We don't let the equipment control us because it's really easy to go overhead and then just drop the bag down. But it's infinitely harder to be able to go overhead with a bag and then control it back to the ground. But we get stronger. That's what sets us apart from anybody here in the community. That one, this our programming. Two, controlling our equipment, but I think most importantly that upfront screening, so you know what's going on. Autumn and I know what's going on. Our other coach Cindy, that she knows what's going on, and then we can modify appropriately for your success.
So if someone's ready, because I mean, if I honestly, guys, there's this joke that at the Y I don't go to the other side, and I really am not there that often. So I don't know a lot about this world. So if I could do this, I feel like anyone can get started, right? So how does someone do that? If it's their first time tuning in, I guess, because you do tell us a lot.
Well, I did. Well, as far as on the internet, I mean, all the social medias. We're now at impactmuscatine.fit.
Okay.
At the beginning of the year, what? Oh, I'm sorry. We're just
having a conversation, and we are sorry. We're gonna.
I think the audience that tunes in, especially on Wednesdays with me here, they know.
They're used to you being redirected to the camera. There we go. There we go.
But anyway, so we changed our name at the beginning of the year from Impact Athletic Performance to Impact Fitness and Nutrition. It is a better fit. We didn't change anything other than the name. With the nutrition aspect. So if you go to impactmuscatine.fit, you can see all of what we do. You can see the classes that we offer.
Okay.
Hit that contact us. That comes directly to us. We get an email, and then we can start whenever the time is right and time of day. Maybe this week doesn't work because of whatever, but we will make time as we're able to have you come in. And now that we've changed locations, we're now in the Muscatine Mall.
Right.
Much bigger space, much better space, and so we'll have you come over to the mall, and then we'll get you started.
Perfect.
The hardest part is walking into Impact, and we take it from there. So that was the hardest part. We got it from there.
Perfect.
And so
that sounds good. Yeah.
That's
1 week free.
Yes. Good.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
1 week
and that's what
free.
we do. We want you to experience Impact from Monday through Saturday morning. So we offer 26 different class times.
Okay.
And we offer 4 different classes, or 4 different types of classes. So we have our performance classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We offer stick mobility.
I've
Stick
seen
mobility
pictures of that. Yes.
is sort of that best kept secret, and we want to blow that lid off the secret.
Okay.
Now offered at Geneva.
Yeah, and now for our Geneva Country Club, for the members there,
Awesome.
and they're starting to take advantage of that. So we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday performance. We have stick mobility and golf performance on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have a recovery class on Saturday morning. Recovery is all about unjunking from the week. We can't do it necessarily in 45 minutes, but we can at least get you feeling better. It's active mobility, some passive stretching. The beautiful thing is the last 10 minutes with our partners from Calm, that particular app, we do a 10-minute meditation.
Okay.
And it just, like I said, it unjunks the week, and it sets such a good path for the weekend and then in the coming week, because we have so much stuff flying at us.
Sure.
We need that 55 minutes to an hour just to be able to shut off the world.
Yeah.
And take care of us. So.
Yeah, that mindfulness piece is really important to bring in.
It's huge.
That's pretty great. And then you're more present for the weekend, and you're ready for that family time or whatever you have going on, and you're able to just relax. So I like that piece.
It's
That's
at
a good piece to add.
7:30. It's at 7:30 in the morning. People go, 7:30. Well, guess what? Maybe
you're probably already awake, laying in bed anyway.
Exactly.
Yes.
Maybe that helps us be a little bit better on Friday nights.
Yeah.
We love our Friday nights getting together with friends, or Saturday nights, but maybe it it gives us a little bit more.
I don't do that, so.
We're in bed at 9 or 9:30
Look,
anyway.
we've all got
we're
little
exhausted.
kids. We're asleep by then, all right?
Exactly. If you
we're
have
like,
the
it's
chance
still
to
a
go
school
out,
night. It's not, but we're putting them to bed, right?
But it's becoming more popular through the membership, so that's where we are.
All right, perfect. Wellness Wednesday. I don't know if I feel like I did it for the day or if I'm motivated to do a little more. I'm not really sure where I'm sitting.
I think you're motivated to do a little bit more, and we should talk a little bit more.
Yeah. All right. So much more. I was told that I have to have a firm cutoff because otherwise we would talk all day. So I don't even know if this is
Greg
the
Bach's
time
not
because
here,
I haven't done anything. But yeah, I know. Greg, you missed this. Greg, we were gonna connect everything
We could go
today.
like an hour and a half.
I know. All right, we will not. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you learned something today, that you're maybe even in that mirror right now checking that mobility and seeing if you should go and visit Scott and Autumn. Give them a call, reach out on Facebook, social media, their website, find out how they can help you. That first week is free. So, all right, thank you for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
We've all been through a lot together, and along the way, you'll find out who really cares for you and who you can trust. Because there's a lot of stuff that happens in life, like those days when the amazing happens, or those days that are really, really hard. That's why you need someone like Unity Point Health. Because when it comes to your health, you gotta have someone you can trust. Unity Point